What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Darium's Competitive Pokemon. Gonna be rolling a game on PTCGO, playing Decidueye Zoroark. This is a new deck that has kind of been coming into play here. I actually, when Zoroark GX first came out, I did pair it with Decidueye. I wasn't initially super impressed, but the list has been like, juggled around a little bit, and players have gotten more time with their hands on it, and it's doing really well. I just finished 12th place at the European International Championships. I did a deck profile on that 12th place list. I am tweaking things a little bit myself. There's a couple things about that 12th place list I don't particularly like. I don't like that there was no healing in it. I think Decidueye just pairs super well with Max Potion and is very good. I think the Max Potion definitely should be in most Decidueye decks. I also I did not like that there was excuse me. I did not like that there was only 3 rare candies and only 2 Dartrix. I think that is just a little bit sketchy. I much prefer either a 3-3 split of rare candy and Dartrix, or if you're going to play 2 Dartrix, I think that 4 rare candy is really good. But I will say I did play a list very close to that 12th place list at a League Cup this past weekend. Went pretty well. I was able to get 20 points from the League Cup. However, I lost my winning into top 8 just because I got paired in a mirror match and I dead drew. So that was kind of annoying. But, it happens. My opponent just benched me real quick on the second or third turn in the game, and I didn't draw a supporter. So that definitely happens sometimes, just part of the game. But I am experimenting around with some different ways to run Zoroark Decidueye. There's a couple things I really did like about the list. I think that Mallow just pairs so well with Zoroark GX. I think that Zoroark GX, I also just have a new respect for Zoroark GX as an attacker in its own right, being able to pump out 150 damage with the Choice Band for double colorless energy is really good, while also just being very consistent. Drawing cards is very, very strong. So I'm going to play my Tapu Lele GX there and gave it a try those first 2 times. Didn't really work out. And we're going to go grab our Bridget. Looks like, I haven't switched over to the correct Zorua yet, so forgive me for that, but that's fine. Shouldn't really come into play here. I don't imagine that I will be attacking with my Zorua. But oh, well, let's go ahead, grab a couple Rowlets, and I'm playing against this Buzzwole deck. Ooh, I'm not playing the Mewtwo. This is bad. That Mewtwo would be really, really good right now, but I am not playing it. So that is not exactly what we want to see. That's fine, though. I will go ahead and get 2 Rowlet and a Zorua, I think, and then I probably am just going to attach a Grass Energy to my Rowlet here on the bench and pass. Now, if they do go ahead, get a Guzma and bring up, or the Lycanroc GX, and they bring up my Rowlet, like, that's a bummer, but I'm fine with it. I think Razor Leaf early would be very good against this deck, especially since they seem to be piling energy onto the Zygarde. So I'm hoping maybe that I just get a turn 2 Rare Candy Decidueye and can knock out this Zygarde. Like, that would be very good. Hopefully they don't get the Lycanroc and knock me out first. But, this is just a very aggressive deck. I'm actually not playing that Mewtwo from Evolutions. The Mewtwo from Evolutions really helps the Buzzwole matchup. If they load up a lot of energy on a Buzzwole, Mewtwo could just really hit that thing for some heavy damage, especially with Choice Band. So that is why some of these decks were playing that Mewtwo originally. Okay, here I am going to promote my Rowlet. I think we're probably just going to hope for the best here. Just evolve my bench Dartrix. And I don't want to just... I don't want to just end. I could Ultra Ball, probably the N in the Decidueye away for... I could get a stand-in Zoroark, but then I'm not hitting him for a ton of damage. 3, 6, 9, 12, 130... Yeah, we could Ultra Ball both these away and get ourselves the Zoroark GX. That's probably the best move here. And then we're just going to have to hope that we can get the things we need off of this end here to get the turn 2 Razor Leaf. Otherwise, this game could go down pretty quickly. We did not get ourselves a rare candy. So if we don't, we're going to do something silly like promote the Tapu Lele and hope for the best. Let's see what we get here. I am going to have to just trade and hope that there's a rare candy to be found out of the deck. I think I'm going to trade away the Field Blower. Everything else seems like a pretty valid choice to keep. Maybe the Evo Soda. I'll probably trade away the Evo Soda. Let's go ahead and do that. Trade Evo Soda. Just hope I get something. And I don't. Okay, so that's not great. But I can Ultra Ball away maybe the Max Potion and the Field Blower just for another Rowlet to just try and even things out. I can actually... Okay, this isn't like the worst thing ever. I could Leaf Blade for like a lot of damage to the Zygarde. I think that's probably just going to be the best play, just to, you know, give myself some damage against that thing. And then next turn I can kind of like clean it up maybe. So we're going to Ultra Ball. We need to get ourselves another Rowlet for sure, just because this thing's going to go down. So let's get ourselves another Rowlet. And then I guess we're going for Leaf Blade. That's probably the best case scenario. I could retreat and promote Tapu Lele, but I can't imagine. Whoa, we got the 140. All right, that's not bad. If I had gotten a Choice Band there, we would have hit 200 damage and knocked the thing out. So that would have been pretty cool. But having 140 damage on the Zygarde's not horrible. I can knock out the Zygarde next turn with Tapu Lele or something. And my opponent is only going to be getting one prize for knocking out my Dartrix, so that's not the worst thing ever. The Zoroark here is definitely a liability. I don't love having the Zoroark in play, but I need it. I mean, the trade ability is just way too strong. You see my opponent's building up some Buzzwoles on the bench. They've got their Octillery. They've pretty much got everything going according to plan. Now, I would be very pleased, actually, if my opponent would like get greedy. If they get greedy and they just and they were to bring up my Zoroark GX and knock it out, I would be very pleased. I think that would be great. Can they actually do it? They can't. No, they can't. They're 10 damage short, right? 200, right? They would need a Choice Band, something like that. Yeah, if they would evolve and then like really just kind of, you know, overextend, that would have been kind of my best case scenario. I think I do have to promote Tapu Lele and just say, like, I guess I'm energy driving here and hope that works out. I added a copy of Special Charge in here. I think Special Charge is really good in this deck, so I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there. I have to put the double colorless energy onto the Lele, and then I think I am just going to Sycamore. So let's just go ahead and do that, and then we can always trade after the Sycamore. My opponent is definitely going to be scoring a knockout here. We did get another Decidueye into play, so that's really good. My opponent is definitely going to be scoring a knockout on this Tapu Lele, and you can see how rough it is just not having that Mewtwo myself. Ugh. So I am probably going to double Feather Arrow this Buzzwole just in anticipation of needing to try and take that thing out. Let's go ahead and trade. We're going to get rid of this Espeon because the Espeon pretty much probably isn't going to do anything in this matchup. Yikes. All right. And we did not get another Rowlet or Zorua. Another Rowlet or Zorua would have been really good this turn, especially a Zorua, just because then I could have used the stand-in Zorua's attack, and that would have been very good. So I didn't get that, but that's fine. Maybe next turn I will Feather Arrow the Buzzwole twice, 2, 4, 6, 8, just making sure I'm not messing up my math here. Yep. So let's just go ahead, throw some damage onto that thing, and we are going to Energy Drive for knockout. I do have an N next turn, but it's not really going to matter because they have that Octillery there, which is just super annoying. They're going to be able to draw through that. So I'm probably best off going with Mallow next turn. But I'm not exactly sure who I'm going to be able to send up. I mean, you could just see how much we're really going to be needing that Mewtwo if we want to hang in this matchup. My opponent can Knuckle Impact. They're Knuckle Impacting for 170, 200, 220 damage right now. So just a huge amount of damage. They're easily taking care of this Tapu Lele. And they're probably, if they go ahead and get greedy and go for the Zoroark, they are getting greedy. They're going to go for the Zoroark. I actually was hoping that they would do this, and they give me a way to win the game by doing this. By leaving my Tapu Lele unharmed, I can end them and force them to try and find a way to deal with this Lele, because I could just attach another double colorless. I can attach a choice band, and now I'm on the clock to be able to win this game. If my opponent cannot whip up a way to knock out this Lele out of nowhere next turn, they don't have any float stones in play or anything like that. They have to take 2 prizes, so I'm confused. I think they just had the play in hand, got a little greedy. They were like, oh wow, why take out the Lele when I could take out a juicy Zoroark GX? But that was definitely a misstep on my opponent's side there. I think I am going to just limit my opponent's hand. Even, that they have Octillery, I'm still limiting their resources by playing N here. So let's just go ahead and do that. I do end myself to 4, so that's not bad. Yep, so I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 17. Yep, doing plenty of damage here. And I think that I can't, let's see, these, I just got to hang on to this hand, actually, I think, because with the Guzma next turn, I can probably win the game. What, 2, 4, 6, 8, no, maybe not. I don't know. So that's going to be tough. I don't think I get anything out with this Ultra Ball. I think I probably just save my resources here. There's no real point in doing any of that. I could get stand-in Zoroark. Stand-in Zoroark could help me win the game too if I Ultra Ball both these things away and go for that. But I think that I'm probably best off hanging on to my resources. So let's just Brooklet Hill real quick so we can continue thinking. I could go get the Zorua. Next turn, go for Zoroark. Zoroark can do some huge damage with Mind Jack. So I could do that, but, and then I would Lele for the Sycamore next turn. But I think that I'm best off just going in with these things that I have here and just trying to win the game that way. So let's just go ahead. Feather Arrow, probably that Buzzwole twice just in case. Let's double check my math real quick. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 16. Yep, more than enough damage here. So you can see my opponent really left a door open for me to squeak this one out by leaving this Tapu Lele unharmed. They did not see this thing snowballing, I don't think, in the way that it has. Just this Tapu Lele is now a force to be reckoned with, along with the the double Feather Arrow. There's just not a lot of options. So maybe if they have Max Elixir, and then they have to Guzma, because the only way to get this Octillery out of the active, if they do have maybe they hit a Float Stone. Okay, so now they need a Float Stone off an Abyssal hand. If they get just the Guzma, if they whiff the Float Stone here, I don't think they're going to be able to knock out one of these Decidueye. So they have to hit the Float Stone. They have to hit a Sycamore for Float Stone to win the game. If they get it, they get it. I mean, there's not much more I could have done there. My opponent gave me a way to win the game. They pretty much laid it out for me. They're giving me a shot. So they Brooklet Hill. Maybe if they have the Sycamore, I'm pretty much going to say they got it. Like, I highly doubt they're going to whiff it here. They got Choice Band. Do they have N? If they have an N, I'm going to laugh because, oh no, they do have Lele. How many Float Stone do you think are left? Oh, they're probably both in the deck. They have a 20-card deck. There is a chance that they miss it. Maybe they've prized one. They don't have any in play. So they could whiff the Float Stone. It definitely would not be unheard of if they did. They are doing more than enough damage to knock out this Tapu Lele right now. Yikes. All right, so here's fingers crossed. So they whiff the Float Stone. Please, Karma, hand me one here. My opponent, no, they got it. Okay, so anyways, good game to my opponent here. We can't win them all, so pretty good game anyways. You guys could see that Decidueye definitely is a good deck. I definitely was missing that Mewtwo from Evolutions, though. The Mewtwo from Evolutions does so much to help patch up this matchup. You can see instead of going in with Lele that turn, I could have gone in with that Mewtwo, and I probably would have won the game. That Mewtwo would have, definitely won me the game single-handedly. So thank you all for watching the video. Make sure to like the video. Let me know what you guys think of these decks in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel. Peace.